Hi, Miramonte community. I'm coming to you today, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, to give you a little bit of information about what to expect, at least for right now, in this moment, moving forward. I have a feeling I'll be doing these screencasts with some degree of frequency as we navigate the next few weeks and things continue to change. But right now, I have some things I can tell you that will hopefully clarify some of the questions that are happening out there. So here are some things to know. First of all, I want to just really remind everybody about our why. Our why at Miramonte High School is very simple. We want all students to learn and connect at high levels. And as we transition into this new phase of education, distance learning, we're going to keep that why right in the center of what we do. During our PD day on Friday, our teachers came in really motivated and really ready to be able to anchor right in that why and continue to provide excellent education and high connections to your kids. They're really ready to take on this new challenge. So I wanted to start there because I think it's important to remember as we're going through all of this craziness right now, and it is stressful, that the why for your staff at Miramonte remains exactly the same. We want to really commit to that. And as we're transitioning into this new phase, I also want to remind you that learning's going to look a lot different. But what I can promise is that keeping our kids connected will be our number one priority. So let's talk about our community because we have a pretty good one. We're in this together. There are many unknowns moving forward. We're going to learn together and we're going to overcome this together as well. So I just really want to thank all of you for your patience as we are getting this rolled out. And just remind everybody that we are in this together. The whole world is having the same conversation right now. And in our small community, we're having that conversation together and we're here to help each other. So let's talk a little bit about logistics, materials. In accordance with the quarantine orders, we are not supposed to be out of our homes for any non-essential activities. So today, what we are doing is we are opening up the school for a few hours for kids to come in and pick up essentials. To us, that means necessary instructional materials, instruments that students may have in our band room, or technology that students need to access curriculum at home. Other than that, we should not be at the school site. So I want to really remind families that as hard as it is to keep our teenagers contained right now, we do not want kids congregating in large groups or even smaller groups at the school. We are really supposed to be following these quarantine orders, and we need to take this seriously so that we can move through this as quickly as possible. Third quarter grades. One silver lining was that we did get through the third quarter before we closed down, which means that teachers right now are working on updating grades for the third quarter, and hopefully we'll be able to wrap those up really neatly and have those into the grade books and out to you by early next week. We've extended that deadline for our teachers a little bit because we've had a lot of disruption that's making it a little bit harder to get those grades in, but you should expect to see those posted on School Loop or through your Aries Pass portal by early to mid next week. So look for those coming out to you. All right, so how are you going to get information? Your kids should be seeing postings on School Loop effective today. We were holding off on Friday until we got the decision from the governing board on posting anything. Yesterday, Monday, was a dark day. The district needed to get organized with some of our logistics, which include some bigger operational issues. But today, our teachers are going live. So your kids should be seeing those School Loop postings start to come up. If you want to track that, check in on your School Loop account. If you didn't set one up, if you go to our website, you'll see a place right on the side menu that says School Loop accounts. You'll be able to go ahead and set one up for yourself so that you can monitor what's coming out for your child. That's going to be our primary platform for posting things. And so that's the place to go to see what is actually going to be out there for your students. So what does learning all the time actually mean? Well, there's a few different ways that this can look. So really two main ways that we can do online learning. One is synchronous, where everybody's meeting at the same time, perhaps in a Google Hangout or over a Zoom conference. The teacher is maybe giving a lecture with a presentation right on the screen, and the class is interacting live. The other way that we can do this is through asynchronous learning, where things are posted for students to view, to read, to interact with, and students do an activity independently and then turn that back in for feedback. You can expect to see a combination of both of these different forms of learning, but I want to put it out there right now that you may not see robust synchronous learning in the first week or so as we're getting ready to go. So please know that your teachers are using a variety of platforms, some of which are really new to them as we get this rolled out. So the learning is going to look different depending on the classroom. What you can absolutely expect is that your teacher will be in active communication and there will be learning activities out there for your kids. Another thing I want to clarify, we are not adhering to a strict schedule. In fact, we don't want our kids sitting on screens all day from 8 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That is not a good mode for online learning. So do not expect to see a whole day being occupied with online learning. We want to keep it manageable for our kids and relevant and really tied to our essential standards moving forward. Again, I want to promise you, we're still committed to our why of providing learning for all of our kids and high connections for all of our kids. Communication. Treat this like normal school. Go ahead and follow those normal communication guidelines. If you have a question, start with your teacher. They're the best person to answer that question. If you need assistance, please reach out to your counselors or your administrators. You can expect to see counselors putting out calendars, letting kids have opportunities to sign up for meetings with them. They will be continuing to communicate through these next few weeks as well. A lot of questions coming up about College Board and school events, and I don't have all the answers right now. We are closely monitoring what's happening both locally in our school and then larger, more globally outside of our school. This is what happens when your husband is also working from home. Calls are coming through on my computer as I do this screencast. So SAT, what we know right now, it's canceled through June for all schools. That means we can't offer it at our school because it's not being offered anyway. We don't know at this point about AP testing. I will keep you updated on that. And with regards to school events, and especially really big milestone events for our kids like ball and prom, we're going to be monitoring, postponing, shifting, and trying our very best to make as many of those happen as possible. I'm telling you right now, if we need to do prom in June, we'll be doing prom in June. So I remain committed to making sure that our kids have these great activities to look forward to. I know it's really disappointing for them to see a lot of the things they were hoping to do in the spring not be available to them. So we're going to continue to work and be flexible around making those things happen. And lastly, I'm asking for your patience. Hey, Lucas, come on over here. We're all new to this. We love our students. We want to do what's best for them. We're all at home also with our families. Say hello.
Hi.
Learning how to do this as best we can. So be patient with us. Let us know if you have any questions. Our teachers and our staff are working really hard to continue to make this a home for all of our students. And we're in this together. Let's go, Matt.